Hello, and welcome to the forecast for December 8th until the 14th. It's a bit of a foggy week. We also have two planets making major moves. We've got Neptune going direct, so it is changing direction. And then we also have Mercury going into a whole new sign in the sign of Sagittarius. Stay tuned for Monday because Monday I'm going to be speaking largely about the aspects for the entire week. All right, I'm going to share my screen and please make sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell so you're notified every time a new video is up, and share away, please. And if I forgot to mention, my name is Desiree de Lunae, and I'm an acupuncturist, herbalist, and astrologer. And I love to discuss all things energy so that you know how you are being impacted. Okay, this is not showing up the way that I'd like it to. Okay, got it fixed. All right, so we are going to begin with Monday. And as you can tell, we are really in the season of Sagittarius. We have three planets here in Sagittarius. We have both Sun, Mars, and Venus. Sun rules our vitality. And, the focus is a lot of, where our attention is in this season and cycle of life. So a lot of us have been focusing on the Sagittarius sector of our chart. But here we have Mars, which rules our desires and our passions. And same with Venus, also things that we desire. But a lot of our action and our desires and our focus are in this Sagittarius season. And Sagittarius has a lot to do with inspiration and passion and really on a mission to seek and understand and search and explore and just really experience different, experience new, and also shine a light on new perspectives. And not only because of Sagittarius, Mercury has been at it as well, which rules our mind and our thinking. It has been in opposition with Uranus for a bit and will continue to get stronger throughout the week. But it is a time to follow our curiosities right now. It is a time to learn, experience new things. And just again, a lot of our energy, desire, and our actions are directed in that way. And even exploring more about your spiritual life as well. So we talked about this last week, but we are going to get it tighter and tighter throughout this week. Tuesday, it will be exact. But you see Mars is at 24 degrees, and then we have Saturn here at 25 degrees. This is a square. So it's a square between Mars and Saturn. And Mars represents, as I mentioned, it's our drive, our willpower, our desire to act and initiate. There is a part of us that is really passionate towards doing something. And especially Mars in a fire sign, that's like a double fire situation. But then we have Saturn here that likes to slow things down, cause delays and obstacles, and really take your time. It is it's like the grandfather energy, brings a lot of maturity and a lot of wisdom, whereas Mars in Sagittarius is quite excitable. And Saturn here is just slamming the brakes down on our desire to do and move and act. So there could be a bit of resistance and frustration and blocking of action, blocking of growth and expansion that we can experience from this Saturn square to Mars. Now, understand that, these points in time are there for our greater good. It can internally feel very frustrating and confining and restricting. But at the same time, Saturn here is kind of like a checkpoint and is saying, hey, are you really sure you want to do that? Are you sure? Just take a pause, take a moment. Maybe you need to just review some things and make sure that it is indeed truly what you want to do so that Mars isn't being so impulsive and reckless as well. And then we have this Mercury opposite Uranus, which this is very invigorating. This is very electrifying energy. Uranus is basically rules electricity and it's like a light bolt of a lightning strike. So as you can tell, there is potent concentrated energy in Uranus and it has this breakthrough, sudden unexpected change, liberating type of quality about it. So I envision this week, and we're going to feel it actually all week, is that there's going to be a lot of mental breakthroughs. If you're having more and more of these ahas and more epiphanies about something, or definitely creative problem solving and creative strategies as well, Uranus is going to gift us. It gifts us with deep insight and awareness and enlightenment that we otherwise would not have access to. So we're just cracking open our minds, and then you pair that with all this Sagittarius energy. Like we're going we may not be doing a lot because Saturn is halting things in a way, but we're internally understanding a great deal. Sometimes it takes a moment when you get this really big piece of news. I just, even when I go through therapy or have a massive energetic shift, like it's not like everything changes right away, but internally everything has changed, and I need to process it and digest that big news and clarity, that mental clarity, and then later on, the actions follow. So yeah, I think that you could have a lot of mental breakthroughs, a lot of mental clarity, surprising insights that just randomly come your way, and that's amazing. Maybe things that are outdated, or maybe you've had limiting beliefs, for example, that have held you back towards saying yes to something or moving forward in something, where Uranus opposite Mercury gives us an opportunity to break through those limiting beliefs. And there's a lot we need to break because we're about to enter a whole new world, right? And then Moon is in Leo too. So we have a lot of fire energy on this day. Moon is playful. Moon is fun. In Leo is fun, excited. It knows how to enjoy itself. So sprinkle a little bit of that, and same thing with Sagittarius. Sagittarius is also very playful. These fire energies, they are just passionate about what they're passionate about. So make sure to enjoy yourself, even if you're feeling that thwarting of energy towards things that you want to do, like especially in the realm of responsibility, because Saturn does represent things that we're responsible for. And then just lean into play. I would say leaning into play, just resort to play, would be a really good strategy for Monday. Okay, now let's go to Tuesday. Moon is still in Leo, so still playtime. And you know what's great about this moon? It has some trines here. It is talking to both the sun and to Mars. Now, Mars and Saturn are in exact square. So all of that, like pressing on the gas and the brakes at the same time that's happening, that is at its peak today. So the moon, however, is in good spirits. I mean, it does have a square to Mercury, but it has these lovely trines to Mars and the sun. So confidently, joyfully go have some fun. And this Saturn square to Mars, like I said, is about reviewing, taking your time. Neptune is still in retrograde, so that's your visions, your dreams, your future. Just ponder it. And this Mercury and Uranus is almost exactly opposite right now. That's even more intense than on Monday. Just take in what comes to you. Work with it, digest it, process it. You don't necessarily have to do anything about it. But with even the moon in trine with the sun, that's even going to give you more clarity and confidence, about what is revealing itself to you. So I just want you to lean into some enjoyment and pleasure, especially with Mars and moon also in trine. Lean into pleasure on this day. So on Wednesday, this is the exact opposition. 28 degrees here, Mercury, 28 degrees here, Uranus. Look, Uranus, you can't plan for. I just want you to, know that something's going to come up. Something's going to come up, especially just with your mindset, okay? Especially with your mindset. But Mercury does also represent our schedules. It is, appointments, it's travel, it's technology. I wouldn't be surprised if this kind of has a Mercury retrograde flavor in that there could be some glitches around technological things in your life, your devices, sudden unexpected cancellation of an appointment or an opening that just comes up. So this is surprise. I look at Uranus as surprise, and surprise could be something great, positive, or something not so exciting, but there's going to be a lot of unexpected things happening on this day, or news, or perspectives, or schedule changes, or technological snafus. Like there's just going to be something that you're going to have to interact with and digest and now work with. So go with the flow as much as possible. I mean, we do have Moon in Virgo on this day. So Moon in Virgo likes to fix things. It likes to fix problems. So I imagine you'll just get right at it and take care of it quite quickly, especially if it's something annoying that's come up, for example. We still have this last semblance of this grand water trine in the background. So as you can see, there is this triangle. Now, it's a little bit far from 28 degrees Mercury and 23 degrees Jupiter, but it's still there. We still have a hint of it there. And this has been really nice to help connect into our intuition and just this inner knowing and guidance, because water brings so much wisdom here and it strengthens our intuition. And we're talking about Mercury, which has to do with, our mental faculties. So this is really nice. It in a way, whatever breakthrough understanding that you get from this Uranus opposition, what Jupiter is helpful with here with Mercury is that it's going to help you to really see the fruit of it and the growth and the opportunity that comes from this new understanding that you have, this new insight. And then this Saturn that's also trining Mercury is going to help you ground that into reality and ground it into your body. So there is this whole wow, I have this powerful revelation, and then now I know how to integrate it into my life. So it's not just, come poof and then it's gone. No, we're really embodying this wisdom that has come to me. So that's the power of this grand water trine in the background. Okay. Now let's go to, you know what else is very powerful on this day besides this exact opposition? So Wednesday, there's a lot. There's a lot. Neptune officially goes direct. It's been in retrograde for a while, and as you can tell, it's at the 29th degree here in Pisces and 22 minutes. This is the final moments of Neptune in Pisces, and it's been here since 2011, okay? Just to give you an idea, Neptune rules what the human community, what the collective is really into. It rules trends. It rules what's popular within the culture. And when we look at the last 14 years, the 2010s essentially, up until now, there has been this huge resurrection towards interest in spirituality and mystical things. Astrology has become really popular in the last 14 years. This is more like the hidden esoteric type of practices and wisdom. Intuition, this is ruled by intuition. Or intuition is ruled by Pisces. So there has been so much growth in people cultivating, developing, and understanding their inner knowing, their spiritual giftings, their sensitivities. This has brought about a lot of compassion. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of violence and darkness out there too, but there's also been equally a rise in love and respect and equality and those things too. And dissolving of borders. We've had quite a global world, a global economy, and who knows if that's going to be shifting with this Neptune-Saturn conjunct in Aries. But I just kind of want to do a mini recap of Neptune's been here a while, and it has, we've seen a rise in plant medicine, in natural health. Like there's just been a huge interest in things that are of altered states of consciousness. So energy work, all of that, right? And that's because Neptune's been in Pisces. Neptune on February 14th, I think this is hilarious that it's on Valentine's Day, um, will be going into Aries. So we just have a few more months of this. And so where there's a lot of wrapping up in this area of your chart with Neptune. And it's going to transition, and it'll be in Aries for the next 14 years. And we will have a discussion in the future about what that means. What does Neptune in Aries look like? Look, Neptune takes 167 years to go around the zodiac. So none of us have experienced Neptune in Aries. And, I have some ideas, astrologers have some ideas of what it could mean, what it looks like. It's some basic like energetic archetypes, but we're going to find out. So enjoy this last bit. And this really rules the culture and what the culture is into and cares about. And so we're going to be transitioning away from Pisces themes to Aries themes, which is more like, fighting and war possibly. But it's also passion and independence and freedom and desire, right? So every sign has got the positive and the more difficult expressions, more challenging expressions. So enjoy this last little bit of Neptune and Pisces. We also on this day, let me see. Oh no, Moon is fine here. We're still in the Virgo thing. But those are the two main things here on Wednesday is Uranus and Mercury opposition, and Neptune finally goes direct. And Neptune does represent our visions and our dreams, right? And it's been in review. It's been in review for a while. And now there is a forward motion that's about to happen. On this day, though, when it stations direct, like when a planet goes from going backwards and changing to going forwards, well, what's going to happen is it's going to come to like a complete stop. So Neptune's going to be quite prominent. It's going to be very strong. We're probably going to all feel Neptune quite a bit. And then it's going to begin its forward motion. Now, on Thursday, we've got Moon still in Virgo, and it's at 16 degrees. We have some squares here. We actually have this T square. We've got a square between Moon and the Sun, and then also Venus. Moon and Venus and Sun both have a T square. And then these two, the Sun and Venus have a square down to Saturn, and then Saturn is opposite Moon. This could feel a bit heavy, all right? T squared, we're talking about all red lines. We're talking about hard aspects here. And there's this internal pressure that is present. Moon that is square the Sun, there's a little bit of tension between what you feel and what you what you think. I think there's gonna be some tension in what you want to do in this day. Like, I want to do this, but I don't want to do it. So a little bit of a tug of war, an internal tug of war there. There could be some friction with relationships and conversations. We still have this, Uranus and Mercury opposition that can bring about some very intense conversations. I think this could be a really good day for crucial conversations as well, just because Mercury's in Scorpio. And Saturn is a heavier planet. It deals with being responsible. It deals with being wise. And with Moon in Virgo, this is heavily cares about responsibility, checking off a to-do list, taking care of just the practical daily things. So I imagine this is not like a fun play day. We need to get shit done. We need to take care of important matters. There might be fires that come up from this whole Mercury-Uranus opposition, and Moon here and Saturn, they're ready to go do the cleanup. Okay, they're here. The cleanup crew is here. That's how I see this. So it's really putting a damper on this like adventure and fun and play. Like, no, Moon and Saturn is like, we need to get to work. This is a work day. So we might feel a bit emotional overwhelm from trying to like do too much and fix too much and clean up so much as well. Like there's a part of you that wants to just not do it and be free and liberated, but that Moon Saturn, no, sorry. I know you want to go play and have fun, but you can't. We need to take care of business. So it's a little bit It's tense. And then we also have combustions happening. Venus is combust to the sun because it's so close to the sun. The sun's rays is like burning out Venus, and her visibility is a lot less. And Venus is about, pleasure and leisure, right? And it's she's a bit more invisible right now in her position. So the things of joy and pleasure are just quite limited and restricted on Thursday. On Friday, okay, we have moon. Look at this. This happens in the morning, especially if you're in the States, but moon is exact opposite Neptune. This is happening at 10 a.m. Eastern. And that's a difficult aspect. This can bring a lot of cloudiness and fogginess and confusion. And maybe even confusion about like what needs to get done, what needs to happen. Confusion about your actions too. There is a T-square between Moon, Mars, and Neptune, and even Moon, Mars, and Saturn. There's like these red triangles in here. Mars represents our action, right? So not only do we have this intense square with Saturn, like here, it's just like, what do I do? Because Moon is already clouded by Neptune, and Moon is in a difficult conversation with the planet of doing an action, right? Of Mars. And so it's just, I'm not sure what direction to go to. Just expect Friday to be foggy. Expect Friday to be very confusing, and you're just not quite sure how I'm going to go about things and how to begin. And then you have Mercury that has transitioned into Sagittarius. That's a big change too. Now, like, our mind is more in curiosity mode and expansion mode, and so here, just don't make any major determinations. It's too cloudy. It's too foggy. It's just kind of chill, breeze through the day as best as you can. But it will clear up, especially, towards the end of the day. But definitely by Saturday, you'll feel a lot better. And on Saturday, Moon is in Libra. This is a very relaxed sign. It's more balanced, it's more harmonious, and the moon doesn't have a bunch of difficult aspects on this day. So and Mercury is 2 degrees into Sagittarius, so this would be a bit lighter. Saturday is going to be a lot more lighter. It's going to be light for fun and play for sure. So there's more breathing room here, more creative expression. We still have combustion between Sun and Venus, but we're also going to begin a combustion between Mars and Sun. And so this whole this whole desire to act and do and start and implement and launch and all these things, just understand that it's quite challenged between the Saturn square, and it is combust as well. And that combustion is just going to get tighter with the Mars here as well. On Sunday, we have a Mars and Neptune exact square as well. So again, our actions are foggy. Actions are confusing. So I just want you to, towards the end of the week, just kind of sit back, take inventory, follow your curiosities, play as much as you can. We do have that one day in the week where it's like we need to take care of responsibilities, but I don't want you to make major determinations or like major meaning making around this time. Just be more in a surrendered state, and whatever comes to you with all of this Uranus stuff, deal with it as you go. Okay? All right. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for the forecast, and we will see you in next week's.